Alright, so here we are with another episode of Minecraft. I currently have a whole bunch of zombies attacking my iron farm because I have yet to officially close it all off. I kind of made these steps in order for them to get up so that they would keep spawning it, but once again, I had an issue with the baby zombies getting into the opening cage area, which is a big disappointment because now all of my villagers in there have been turned, which means I'm going to have to do something about that in order to fix them. Not quite sure how that's going to necessarily work, but we'll see. Meanwhile, before I worked on healing them, I decided that I was going to work on the clock for a little bit. And then that chest that's over in this little area where all those drowns were, I finally got it open and it had a treasure map in it, which thankfully was not too terribly far. So I worked on doing that. I also discovered when I went to go heal my villagers that I need a potion of weakness, which wasn't a shock to me because I have healed villagers before. But what was a shock was the realization that I don't have a brewing stand in order to do any of this healing, which was a bit of a disappointment. But I remembered there being some lava over in the area where the pale garden was, and so I decided that I was going to head back over that way. And I also found this little lush forest area, which was kind of cave area, which was kind of nice. I remember the last seed that I had, I didn't have a lush forest, or a lush, what am I thinking of? A lush cave, which was a bit of a disappointment. And so it's kind of nice that I have this one a little bit closer. I don't have the stalactite one, which was annoying, except for the fact that I was able to buy those stalactites from the wandering trader. So I feel pretty comfortable with where it ended up landing. The one thing that I ran into was seeing all of this fire around the pale grove or garden, and that's when I was like, oh, this is where a lava pit is, because when you see a whole bunch of trees burning, you know there's a lava pit. Originally, I thought about just taking buckets of lava, and then I realized that it makes more sense to actually create an infinite water source and then just do all of the obsidian mining here and then transport it back, as opposed to just constantly taking all of these buckets of water. So I have a bucket of lava right now, but I'm going to take these final last pieces of iron and I'm going to end up creating an infinite lava or an infinite water source so that I can do it. Because my infinite lava source that you guys have seen back at our base just wasn't going at the rate that I needed it to, because I haven't expanded it out. It's just the one bucket. And so we decided that we were going to go and find a lava pit, which is what we ended up doing, which wasn't too bad. As I clear out my inventory, I also got some of the pale tree saplings, which was kind of cool. I had been thinking about using this as my portal, so I set it all up, and I don't know why I didn't. The thing that was funny, you guys don't see it. I ended up putting those smooth stones back and then realizing that I needed to use it in order to light it. I needed that part to be empty, so I had to go back and take it out. But this is when I realized that when I made my infinite water source, making my other bucket, I accidentally used all the rest of my iron. And I have yet to find it, and I can't heal any of the villagers in my iron farm because I don't have any blaze rods to make brewing stands, but I do have a whole lot of these iron columns. So I ended up staying up late, which you can see in the phantoms that I haven't slept in a couple days, and I ended up staying up and trying to lead mobs towards all of these iron golems in order to get them to get killed so I could have their iron, because I was just done with having to deal with all of them attacking me. So I basically just ran around at night trying to lure mobs over to attack my iron golems in hopes that it would work. You can see, because if you hit a zombie and there are other zombies close enough, it'll mob them and they'll all start coming towards you. And so I kept on trying to find zombies, even though, strictly speaking, skeletons work a little bit better. But I basically did this for a couple of goes, just trying to get my iron golems taken out. You can see a couple of them are pretty battered, but I was pretty convinced that I hadn't successfully cleared anybody out, which I was a little bit disappointed. Oh well, I guess I'll go for the next one. And then on my way back down, I found that a different iron golem that I wasn't planning on had ended up dropping some iron, so we were able to thankfully pick that up. And then I realized I didn't have any flint, so that was another thing that I ended up having to quick clear out. My inventory is so full, it's so annoying. This is the first time I've picked up flint, which I thought was a little bit surprising. So I made my little flint and steel and then headed back up to the Nether portal, which is up here, and quickly reordered my inventory because once again it's been moved, and lit it up, which was crazy because I feel like I normally get to this point a whole lot faster. So it was a little weird that it's taken me so long to get to the Nether. Without further ado, I headed into the Nether, which was always an exciting venture to see where we ended up spawning. And as it slowly loaded in, took forever. It popped in and I looked around and quickly realized that when I picked the seed, I was mainly focusing on how close I was to a pale garden and didn't take into consideration how close I was to a nether fortress, which was a big mistake on my part because I feel like that is a little bit more important than a pale garden. So we've got definitely some thinking to do about this. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.